Welcome to another Thursday. Welcome to Gear Talks. The way I'm laying right now makes it look like I got big old man boobies. It's, oh my god, still reeling from E3. Ain't that right, Squirts? Actually, by the time I'm recording this, the Nintendo one is going on, so this is really his day right now. But this is a Thursday Gear Talk, which means this is all about Gears of War, which means we talk about what the hell happened on Sunday. Let me get the hat on, and let's get this going. So Gears 5, amazing what they did with it. Rob Ferguson came out, did his spiel like he always does, made it look amazing. Actually, the trailer came out first before Rob. So the trailer was a minute long. It was all about Kait. It was all Kait-centric. The only shot the entire trailer was on Kait. There was only one moment where the shot was taken off of Kait, and that was only for about 2 or 3 frames. And that was involving Queen Mira. So the trailer was all about how much Kait is torn. Not just between, her allegiances towards who she is as an outsider in the Coalition or the COG, but that is the Coalition, I guess, and the COG, but also towards, the Swarm. It's very prevalently shown she is starting to mentally side more with the Swarm in some way. Because it's shown even at one point, her face is changed to have, you can see the veins infected and her eyes have gone, a greenish, goldish, like the Swarm. And you see that she really is, somewhat siding. And the fact that we saw that kind of shows in 5, we're at least going to see that. They're at least planning to show something like that. And before she got that look on her face, those 3 frames of Mira came up to show, yeah, old leader of the Locust, you might be the new leader of the Swarm. And again, we haven't been told directly that Mira is the grandmother, and I'm holding out until they just say yes. So, if there's a plot twist there, I'm going to hold out there, and I'll be like, hey, I told you. But till then, we can assume Mira is her grandmother, but it is not confirmed yet, so take that as you will. That was what we were starting off with, and that's what we were given. Then Rob came out, and then we got the biggest news of the entire conference when it came to Gears, and that was Gears 5 Escape. Now, with Gears 5 Escape, this is the newest mode. Think of it like if Horde for the first time ever was announced. That's how big of a thing it was. Because when Horde was originally announced, not a big thing, but it grew. This is just starting off the size of what Horde is now for hype. It's pretty much it's hard to start off. I guess I'll start with the very beginning with trailer-wise and go from there. The Hivebusters are here in full gaming detail. All 3 of them are here. They look amazing. It was done extremely well with what the trailer showed. All their personalities, by what we got from the comic, it's fully shown and fleshed out here just in a trailer. And it's amazing. The fact that and what the Hivebusters do, and if you need more information, I have the first issue of Hivebusters for the comic series. I've already done that video. I'll leave a link to that even too if you want. That pretty much sums up what they do. They pretty much go into hives. They have these certain devices they place on their face, and they're able to breathe when they're potted, so they're not turned into juvies. And pretty much when the timer goes off on it, it'll wake them up. They'll take it off, crack out of the pod. They'll set off a poisonous gas device that pretty much destroys the Swarm from the inside out. And what the Hivebusters do is they do that, and it is a beeline to get out of there before the gas gets to them, because I'm guessing the gas can kill them too. So what it pretty much is with Escape is you set off this canister of gas, and the moment it's placed and the timer goes off, you got to book it and get out of there. And pretty much there's a map laid out, and you have to get out. It's all about speed. You are in the offense to kill them, but you need to get out before you die yourself. That is what Escape pretty much is. And the reason this is so big, not only because the trailer was amazing and the sires are shown to come back and you get to see the Warden a little bit more, but you also have the ability as a player in this mode to create the maps. So that means you can create what you have to go through or others will have to go through. So a community map is being made. And that is probably one of the bigger selling points, is that no matter what, whether it's offense or defense, because I guess technically the Storm be defense now, it's pretty much all player orientated. That's what it is, and that's the craziest thing. The maps, the modes, all of that are up to the players. Not only that, but also You get the Hivebusters, which is a big thing. I thought they would just be skin DLCs, but oh my god, they have their own entire mode. And if you look at the character selection they showed somewhat at E3 when they did the playthrough on the Gears of War website on a different stream altogether, we might be getting Paddock back, and I am hyped as hell for that because he's like one of my favorite characters. If you see my top 10 characters, he's right up there. I think he was number 3, I believe, because Paddock is just that much of a badass for me. So Escape is looking amazing, and that's going to be one of the biggest selling points. So you have normal campaign, multiplayer, Horde, Escape. I'm very happy that they didn't go through and do the Battle Royale that was rumored and thrown around a bit. That was something I didn't feel that they needed to do. Fallout actually did it, and it's not that I'm disappointed in Fallout for doing it, but it's kind of like this current fad has gotten to the point, and it's starting to die down too, has gotten to the point where people are like feeling that's what they need to do with their games from here on out. So when it comes to that, it's more like Gears is sticking to its own form of what they want to do instead of just going with everyone else, which I feel is the best move they could possibly do. That is by far the greatest choice they could make. Keep Gears Gears. That's what everyone's wanted. Nothing against Battle Royals in the long run, even though I don't like them. When it comes to Gears of War, we already have our niche or our niche, however you want to say that. We have it. We've made it. We've done it. Fortnite can be its own thing. Call of Duty wants to adapt it. They can do their own thing. You know, PUBG wants to do it, that's their own thing. Fallout wants to now do it, they can do it. But it's like, just understand where your group of, you know, your buyers and your consumers and where all they come from. And I'm starting to get a little bit convoluted on this, but understand what they want with their franchise and continue on with what they want. That should be the goal. Don't appease to all these other audiences that come up to you and say, we'll play if you have Battle Royale. Then they can play a different game. Sorry, you have your community you've grown. And sorry for the tirade on Battle Royale. That's just my opinion. Gears 5 Escape is going to be amazing. Let's continue onward. Now, I have 2 more things on here, but I'm just going to combine them into one quick thing. If you can tell by the cuts, I'm kind of just taking my time to gather in my own head when I do these ones. So what we have next up is tactics. We got nothing on tactics. I think maybe someone told me there was a blurb here or there, but just by what we were given presentation-wise, absolutely nothing on tactics. That one kind of bummed me out because there's a lot of things you can announce and talk about with tactics. Even like a 1-minute trailer would have been nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess tactics is going to be taking the back seat in this one, or they're not the happiest with how it's going or something. It can be a number of things, really. Yeah, unfortunately, tactics isn't going to be a thing. Announced-wise, it's definitely still going to be coming out, but I was kind of hoping we'd get something amazing for it. Like, here's all the characters for the new guys, the villains, but sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and take what you can get. Again, amazing E3. If the sacrifice is tactics for Escape, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. And finishing that off, also, we have Pop. And we got a trailer for Pop. I'm not the biggest and heaviest ready to jump on the Pop train at all because I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't hate them or dislike them. I'm just not into it. But we got a trailer, and surprisingly, since this one's the mobile game and it's probably going to be out the quickest, no release date still, just pre-order coming soon. Doesn't even make me angry, just annoys me that this game that's probably the first out of all 3 of them that's coming, still no release date. Yet we have a release date. By the way, release date is out for 5. We have that, and we just nothing for the mobile, which will be the first thing out. It's just gotta drop the ball on that one in a weird way, but I mean, whatever. I mean, that's tactics and Pop, I guess. And just to finish off all this stuff now, just because I know people would want to hear about it, we do have a guest character that'll be coming to 5 for a skin. I know I kind of already jumped over and talked about 5, but I'll end the video with this just because I feel like people want to hear it. We are going to be getting some guest characters that will be appearing in Gears 5, and surprisingly, we are getting, I believe, the T-800 from Terminator and Sarah Connor are both coming to Gears of War, which makes complete sense because their dystopian future, kind of how if you think like a DB version of like if the DBs were the Swarm kind of way in Gears of War, how that would go. Yeah, it fits perfectly. The Terminator is going to be amazing. He's going to be fluent as ever. The trailer really nailed it when they showed, like, because back in the day when they did this, it was kind of stiff for the Terminators. So the stiff foot coming down on the skull, they nailed it. They did it perfectly. They could have just had a normal foot stomp come down, but no. They kept it stiff like the movie originally had, kind of an homage to how things were done back then with the Terminator stuff, how we've moved on and somewhat gone CG. Because back then it wasn't a lot of CG. It was mostly like, let's build a Terminator skeleton and have it move somewhat. And that was really good to see what they did with 5, how they kept the heart of it, and they're going to be bringing him in. So that's going to be amazing. Expect the Terminator in Gears 5 if you play within the first week. And that's going to do it for this week's Gear Talk. Again, another short one. I'll have the long one soon if you're a fan of the long videos. Don't worry. I'll put up a poll even to see. But yeah, that was pretty much E3 for Gears. I kept it short. I could have went into a lot more detail, like how we got gameplay of Escape done by WWE superstars. Like, I believe Kofi was there. I think Kofi was there. If not, a member of the New Day was. I think Xavier Woods actually was. AJ Styles was there too. That was awesome. I could have went into a lot more. I could have talked about E3 itself. There was so much. Again, Keanu was there, so, you know, Neo was up and ready to go for Cyberpunk. Yeah, tune in next week. I'll probably figure out what my new schedule for videos are going to be like now that E3 has happened. Because now that E3's done, I can focus on other stuff. Like, you know, I could go into analyze each trailer separately if I wanted. I could do that. I could talk about what the future for the Hivebusters are going to be. Because now that we see them in the game, it's pretty apparent they're probably going to live through the comic series. Yeah, it's going to be a real toss-up on what to get to, since September is when Gears is coming. I believe September 10th, they might have said. If not, I think 15th. I have a wedding within that week, so, I mean, I need to figure out how that's going to go for me, really. Yeah, also, the Game Pass is coming out, so you can play it early if you want. Hey, just a heads up, everybody. Yeah, I guess I'll figure out what I'm doing from here on out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me and watching this. What happened at E3 for Gears? Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on whatever you can for social media-wise. Thank you all. See you next Thursday. Squares is going to enjoy Nintendo. Have a good one.